Hello and welcome to the Lucky Ones podcast. I am your host, Lucky Wood, and tonight we not only have my wonderful concrete Kirstina Casto on with us tonight, but the beauty, the beastly, the um goes beyond the bountifulness wonder. I can't think of any other B word. For Miss Brandy Bell Robinson. Hello. Welcome to
Hi.
the show.
Thank you so
Uh,
much for having me on here.
of course, Brandy has been a huge supporter of the Lucky Ones podcast behind the scenes in so many different ways, and we are just so happy to have her join us because she's not only helped with the business side, but she herself is a female puller, and so it only seemed fitting that now it's her time to shine. So,
Absolutely. Thank you.
Brandy, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got into the sport of arm wrestling?
Okay, so I'll take us back to 2021. My brother, Jerry Bell, he was sick and he watched Over the Top. And when it was over, he like looked up more movies like Over the Top or something, and he saw the Michigan State Arm Wrestling Championship and realized that it was actually an active competitive sport. And he's always been in a lot of sports and competitive. We're in like a huge group chat with a bunch of friends, and he asked if anybody would be interested in practicing. So there was only like five of us right at the beginning.
Right.
And I was like, sure, I'll go hang out with my brother, and I always like playing around arm wrestling in the bar and stuff, And um, so we started with five of us, and in no time at all, we met the arm wrestling community, which is huge, way bigger than I ever expected. And and Too Strong for You, To Us for You Arm Wrestling Club in Burton began. And within a couple of months, we had like 50 plus at like every practice every Wednesday. And then we started the Club Wars events. Those have been really successful and a ton of fun. And I was hooked from like the very first practice. My girl Morgan came with me too, and Morgan Weston. And so we started practicing, not knowing anything, and looking back, kind of laugh at the things that seemed so hard to begin with. And I don't know, we've grown a ton, met a ton of people, and absolutely love it.
That's beautiful. I love that. And yeah, shout out to Morgan. She's getting ready to start some new clientele with her
Yeah,
massage business. So that's
she
really
is
cool.
amazing. I'm
Yeah,
so lucky to have her. She lives a couple streets over from me. We're
nice.
best friends, and she's amazing, amazing massage therapist. And yeah, she's going mobile now, and
Yeah.
it's really exciing.
And
She's
you
the
know, when you really think
best.
about it, like the hand strength with the massage therapy and then the hand strength with the arm wrestling, it just goes hand in hand.
Oh yeah. Lots of pun intended, right?
Right, 100%. So, sorry guys, I'm extremely tired tonight, so I make no apologies for all the cheesy jokes that I'm gonna make.
I like cheesy jokes. You're
I
good.
appreciate it. See, you're the guest, so that's all that matters. So, what's been your favorite thing so far about the sport?
Well, just like everybody else, the community, like all the connections, all the friends. I mean, they're like family.
Yeah,
It's a huge family. Everyone's so supportive of one another. They can even be against each other, coming right up, and they're still trying to help each other. Like,
right.
it's wild. It is. Um, I mean, other than that, which of course is always I really like the motivation that it gives me to work out and be healthier. And my husband started pulling a year after I started. So it's something now that we do together and we can work out and train together. So that's been a blast for us.
So cool. See, that I feel like for a lot of, arm wrestling couples, like it's the roles are reversed. So that's really cool that you were the first one to hop in and then he came in later. That's really cool.
Yeah, he was like listening, watching all my stuff, and his schedule was a little bit different with work. And once that changed, he decided to start coming to practice, and he's been super hooked ever since too. He's loving it.
That's
So
all.
it's
Yeah.
nice,
Sorry, go ahead.
definitely. I was gonna say it's nice just that, for the events to be able to go together and, just we're on schedule with it because we both really want to go.
Right. I want to see a rematch between him and Mike Nance from Michigan because they had some
Oh yeah.
grinders between the two of them. That was a lot of fun
Oh
in that
yeah.
class.
And he's learned a ton since then too. He's pretty newer into it. And you know how it is, like, especially with you being like a newer puller too, Lucky, that all of a sudden you learn something and it makes like such a huge difference. All of a sudden you're like, yes, and like take you up a
Yeah.
level. And then until you're on to the next thing that you gotta figure out. And he's had a few of those and he's recently really, really been rising in it. So I'm excited to see where he goes with it.
Very cool. Did he pull at the Club Wars 8?
Yes, he did.
Awesome.
Yeah, he didn't place, but he did good. He did really good. I think he may have even come in like fourth. He's in the 176 weight class.
That's a tricky class for sure. That could
Yeah,
be
there's a
stacked.
ton of competition.
Oh yeah.
Ton. Yeah. So, but yeah, he pulled in that and that was super fun. That was a great event. And I was disappointed for the women's, it was open. I only pulled right. My left has been injured and out for quite a while. And
Right.
I was so excited to pull these Canadian women that are absolute beasts. And it's just funny how it works with the brackets sometimes.
Right.
First match is me and Kelly Giddles, who always pull each other, and she's a complete powerhouse. So there's
Right.
one, it's a double, two of them out, right? And then I
Right.
pull Cheyenne, who I also pull with at my club, like Kelly. We practice together. And so I'm
Right.
still in it. And then my third time up, it's Kimberly Wood from my club. There was like 8 girls, I think, in this class, and I went up against the three pulling in it from USA. And I ended up out after pulling Kim because she beat me. So then I was like, man, I just pull the same girls I pull at every tournament. So we got to after pull, so it was great. It
Right.
really was. But I was just like, what are the chances that I only pull the girls that I always pull?
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
but it was kind
Yeah,
of,
those brackets, they can love you or hate you.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. It was funny though, because I don't know, you see it like in the comments, like Sarah Wilson, when you shared that I was going to be on here, it said that she
Right.
had pulled me recently. It was there, and it was funny because I had told her before it all went on that I'd had a dream like the night before that the first woman called up was me and her. And I was like, for some reason, like, I mean, I'm a tiny person, but I was like extra tiny and she was extra like giant in my dream. And she didn't even like take it easy on me. She just like slammed me to the pad. So I was in my dream. So I had told her about it ahead of time. So, but we didn't pull, but we after pulled and that was fun. It was definitely fun. But yeah, that's why
Yeah.
in the comments I was like, yeah, my dreams came true.
No, I love it. Okay, that makes sense now. I love it. I love
Yeah,
that there's like
literally.
a backstory to the inside. I just figured that you were a fan of hers, and I was like,
I mean,
oh,
I definitely was, and I was super
cool.
happy to
Yeah,
group up. But yeah, I was like, literally, my dreams came true.
yeah.
She
That's
still
so
didn't take
funny.
it easy on you, did she?
Right.
No, since it wasn't in the tournament, she just wanted to see what I had, so she let me get to go and check it out. Otherwise, I wanted to budget her, and I would have just, yeah, she definitely took it easy on me.
Sure. Well, that's why I do love after polls, and you got to be careful with after polls too, because I feel like sometimes people just, want to hang out, like grip up and stuff, and then people will get the wrong idea and be like, "Okay, I'm gonna challenge them to a super match." It's like that they weren't pulling you for real.
Right? Yeah, they're like, whoa, I totally beat her or whatever.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
practice
I
pool
really did, I
sometimes
had,
don't count, friends.
right? For sure.
So let's plug you as much as you want to be plugged, all your business and everything. What are you doing when you're not arm wrestling?
All right. So, first of all, I homeschool my 8-year-old son. So,
Awesome.
that's some work there, but he loves educational stuff and learning his little brain. So, it does make it easier, that's for sure. And I have my small business, BBR Creations. I make shirts. I do different designs for companies. I do flyer designs, designing the jerseys, stickers, a little bit of everything, which is very useful for our local events that my brother puts on. uh, but I mean, it's spread around to where, I'm doing work for different people in different states, and I enjoy it. I put everything I have into it, and I want to always do the best I can. I want people to be pleased. And so far, it's been going great.
That's
And
awesome.
I get to make really cool things and make people really happy and bringing their ideas to life. So that's always really cool.
100%. Yeah. No, I've worn she is the brain behind the Lola jersey, and I mean I wear that legitimately. I would be wearing it tonight except I wore it yesterday. and,
I love
and I
mine.
wore my other one like earlier in the week, so they both need to be washed. And then the t-shirt too is just, I mean, I handed out probably about 45 plus stickers at Knuckles Up a few weekends ago, and everybody was like, and then like I had people coming back like, can I get one for my kids? And they're gonna want to put one on their Stanley, and can I get one for the Hydro Flask? And so I mean, y'all, I cannot tell you. I've posted about it 100 times. I need to post about 100 more. She is the hidden gem of arm wrestling, especially when it comes to helping us promotions. So make
I super appreciate
make
that.
her
I do.
make her big time, y'all. Make her big time.
Thank you. I
Yeah, if you're
appreciate it.
definitely if you're looking to get shirts made, jerseys made, um, get hooked up with her because she's very good at making the jerseys, guys.
Thank you, Christina.
100%. Yeah, and I mean, and to be honest, like even and the pricing was right where it needed to be. Truly, I was actually pleasantly surprised at um how just for how not I don't want to say frugal, but just how cost effective it truly was, and like for something that's arm wrestling specific, that has our customizable, like the price, like I don't I think that was easily the easiest thing that not that I don't want to say the cheapest, but like the most cost effective or cost efficient
Yeah,
one
your
that I've
bang for
ever
your buck,
gotten.
right?
Right, right. The biggest bang for my
Yeah,
buck. Exactly,
yeah.
exactly. So, yeah.
Well, I've done a lot of research on, trying to keep quality but cut prices, and I've made a lot of connections. And the more people you know, and this, it's just come together well for me to where I can offer it for a reasonable price.
Right. Exactly. And so thank you for doing all that work so we don't have to, and for
You're
making it
welcome.
better for us who don't have any
You're
sort
welcome.
of business mind whatsoever. It's just like, let me put all the eggs in your basket and you make this happen.
I'm really indecisive though sometimes, so I'll have so many ideas when somebody brings something to me. I'm like, okay, narrow it down some.
Right.
Take it down a little bit.
Yeah, and
Super
and
fun.
anybody will tell you that I am terrible at making decisions. I'm just like, you tell me. I recently had a conversation and somebody was like, "Do you want me to send you the red one or the blue one?" And I was like, "I have buyer's remorse. Whichever one I tell you that I want, when you send it to me, I'm gonna be like, man, I should have got the other one." So just surprise me,
I say surprise me often,
right?
if there's more than like, especially if there's more than like two options, I'm like, oh man, if I even start looking, I'm gonna go down a rabbit hole. Like,
Right? Or as Lucky calls it, a rabbit trail.
oh
It's
yeah,
like,
I remember that now. The rabbit trail. I should have busted that out.
right, no, you're
Sorry,
good.
what?
No, it's not. Apparently, it's not right anyway. So you can use the correct term. It's fine.
I like it.
So,
It's
you
fine.
obviously have a great club, that you guys have really like started and really pushed up and gotten some really great traction with. You have ladies at your club, which is huge. The
Yeah,
a lot of us are so jelly.
I forget sometimes that it's not like that, and then I'll watch like a podcast and they're like, oh, the closest person's so far away, and I mean, I feel very fortunate because I mean, it's hard,
Yeah,
with the tournaments too, to even with all of us that practice together and stuff to get us all together at tournaments. And you know the kids have other people's kids have wrestling or cheer and things, and that are important. And it is hard sometimes to, a lot of times it ends up being like the same three girls pulling each other, the ones that pulled each other at Club Wars 8 that I pulled all of them. um but but I do like forget sometimes how fortunate I am that we do have the ladies at practice. And I think it's a pretty good location in Michigan. We get people from all over, a lot of people make a trip that's over an hour long, some even two, that come pretty regularly on our Wednesdays. And but it's a good like kind of localized area too, that we can pull people from a lot of different directions, and everybody's always welcome. They always have fun, have a good time. Seem to like always come back,
oh, I'm
excuse me.
sure. I'm sure.
But and really, my brother, he's really good at networking. And I mean, within no time, like I said, there was five of us, and it was very quickly, a full pole barn, and went from one homemade wooden table that he made to, we'll have like five, sometimes five or six tables out with everybody pulling at practice and taking turns. And um, he's done a ton of work on the pole barn to make it more accommodating for everyone. He's got a porta potty, and a company comes out and like, and everything, just for the arm wrestling. And he's put a ton into it, and he's met a ton of people. And, so it's brought like, quite a few people from different areas. Like we had Todzilla came out and did a seminar. That was a ton of fun. And I learned a ton from that. And I didn't know as much then, so I didn't understand as much. But looking back, you know, um, it's been great. It really has.
It's awesome. That's really cool. Yeah, so when you guys train, it's weekly, correct? Or bi-weekly?
It's weekly.
Okay. And
Yeah.
then do you do anything between practices as far as arm wrestling specific?
So actually, like table time on Fridays, there's a practice that's only about 20 minutes from me. um, that we go to my husband and I go to quite a bit as well. It's Dan Blanchard's practice at the Avenue Bar. And that's a smaller practice, a little more intimate. A lot of times there isn't another female to pull with. I don't go hard at that practice, but I practice some, not big time, nothing like Wednesdays. Working out wise, I do arm wrestling specific workouts, different ones and variations, switched up 6 days a week.
Okay.
Um, I follow like what Todd Hutchings, like he does the West Side Barbell, the conduit, I don't know if I'm saying that right, method. Where I have like a max day, a speed day, a volume day, isometrics. Um, and that's really I've been following that for a little over a year, and that really, really helped me out a ton. Um, and I started just recently doing lower body, and I hate
Okay.
it.
Same. Same.
I don't like it at all. I can handle most of it. The Brazilian split squats, yeah, I don't know. I have to do them for a minute before they quit absolutely making me miserable. So I'm not past that point, so I'm still angry right now. But I really don't like doing legs. So like kind of any excuse or something that comes up or I get busy, I'm like, oh darn. But I'm trying to actually like really do it this time, you know. Um, I want my upper body and my lower body to kind of match, and it really the way it's been going, my upper body is much stronger and more toned than my lower body. And I could use being a smaller person, like any additional strength that I can get, to be honest. Most of my competition, are quite a bit bigger than me, so I could use like a stronger core and a base to help me for sure. But I don't like it. I'm doing it 3 days a week now.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
And I do. I don't know. I have like for the 6 days of like arm wrestling specific, like the days that I named off, I have, but then I have like 2 days that are more like accessory work
Right.
that, I do work on some extra like weaker spots and things that aren't exactly in my plan that I'll switch up. My cat's trying to come wreck my area. Get out of here. But yeah, I love working out. I got to do it first thing in the morning. Otherwise, life happens
Right.
and that can be tough. I get busy and
For
my
sure.
husband works really early, so I can't be making a bunch of racket and keeping him awake and all that. So, because I work out at home, we have like all the stuff here. So,
Nice.
I work from
That is
home,
nice.
homeschool, work out at home. I guess I like being home.
Hey, homebodies all day, every day.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Casto, do you do leg days?
I don't do any days.
I don't believe you.
You should.
Well, never mind. I shouldn't say I don't believe you. I do believe you, but
I'm on my feet from 5 o'clock until probably about 3 without sitting down. So I don't have
okay.
time to do leg day.
Well, that is your leg day. You're running
Yeah.
around the school.
Well, I don't really even like to like sit down, but you would think I would have strong legs because everyone like kind of laughs about that. I'm always like, well, if I sit down, I'm not gonna get up, so I just keep going. I'm a busybody, I'm a problem solver, worker, always doing stuff, and but it has not helped my lower body. I mean, I've
Right.
noticed too that I like walk on the front of my feet more, and um. Well, I went to physical therapy for my shoulder that I had hurt, and she noticed that, and I paid attention, and I was like, oh, I kind of do. And then with most of the leg workouts and stuff, I noticed you got to really like push through your heel a lot more. And it's
Right.
like I never engaged that part of my body in daily life, so it's really sad. So I think that's another reason maybe why it's not very toned because I just walk on the front of my feet. And I don't like walk around on my tiptoes, don't get me wrong. I just have
Right.
more weight, like pressure in the front of my feet than in my heels.
My
So,
little brother used to walk on like the side of his feet.
oh, really?
Yeah.
I
So,
feel
I mean, they got it fixed eventually, but they just noticed like the outsides of his
I like
shoes were like, and it wasn't like his like feet were like turned in, but it's just like the way that he was walking, the outside of his
distributing his
shoes
weight.
were fading a lot more, or like rubbing and fading faster than the rest of his shoes, and they were like, so he had to do some special whatever and do whatever, and we'd make fun of him all the time, be like, fix your feet,
Right? You're like, stop it.
right?
Right.
So
Yeah. So I feel like that's why the Brazilian split squats, especially, you can't help but like really push through like the back of your foot and your heel through there when you're on your one leg and like
Right.
pushing up. And yeah, so I don't know, it takes me days to recover from them. Even trying to go easy starting out, each time I restart my leg days that I'm gonna do it again. We'll see how it goes this time.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So, what exercises do you really like, and what exercises have you feel really helped you as an arm wrestler that you would recommend to other people?
All right, so a couple of my favorite, I usually work out with the pulley, and I mean I got other things besides that, but like the arm wrestling table with the pulley system. And I really like the wrist wrench, and I like using the multi-spinner. I like the multi-spinner because you can supinate or pronation with it. And then the wrist wrench, if you can take their hand, their arm's gonna follow, kind of idea.
Right,
It
right.
definitely strengthened my like cup and like off the go instead of end up being I'd be palm up for the longest time, like no matter what I'd be like, no, no. And that helped a lot, like when I strengthened it using the wrist wrench a ton.
Right.
um I had it help me off the go some. And but like, and overall, as much as sometimes I don't like them, I think pull-ups are great. You utilize a lot of muscles that are like arm wrestling specific, and there's a
Right.
lot of variations in them, to where you can do it more supinated, pronated, neutral. And you're engaging like your lats and your shoulders. You're a lot of time like in the arm wrestling position. You got your grip strength with it. It works a lot.
Sure.
I've like slightly hurt both of my shoulders. They're both doing better now.
Good.
So I don't like pull-ups when your shoulder's hurting. Like that doesn't work very well. So I've just
Sure.
started kind of doing them again from a little break, not a long one, but and building them back up. And they really hurt my abs
Ooh.
from doing the pull-ups. I usually do like I
Hmm.
do like I'll usually do like 6 sets of six, somewhere around there is where I average like 6 or 7. And
Oh wow.
I don't know, no matter what, for the next 2 or 3 days, my abs hurt, like my upper abdomen. Go to stretch or anything. I'm like, ah. But even though I do them all the time, it still hurts. So
Hey, no pain, no gain.
Have you
right.
have you ever done anything like a Pilates machine or a total gym machine where you're relying
Uh,
upon your own body weight?
no, not really. I don't know what they are exactly, like a Pilates
That's
machine.
I've got Yeah, I've got two of the Pilates machines, and that's what I use is the Pilates machine. And you're on there when you do you do using your own weight to pull it's different.
Hmm.
Yeah, but it's like the same idea. So, I mean, what way are you pulling with it? I don't know what a Pilates machine is. So, I mean,
Look it up. And
I'm like, I'm gonna have to Google
I've,
it.
I've got a video. I'll send you a video of me doing it.
Yeah. So you like them though? You find it effective or,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
and especially because you're just sitting there and you're using your own body weight and you're pulling it in. You can either supinate or just wrenching it in. You can even do your side pressure with it, and it's
that's
just all
cool.
depends on what you want to do.
Yeah. Send me a video of
But
it. I'd like to check it out for sure.
yeah,
Yeah, for
I
sure.
actually have two of the machines.
Very cool.
That's awesome. Yeah. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, and I don't know. I work out quite a bit though.
That's
Uh,
awesome.
Gotta try to get stronger since I can't get too much bigger.
Fair.
Yeah.
That is fair. But I mean, from what I've seen, you're a very solid puller. I've seen you in person. I've seen you in videos. I've seen, I mean, you've always been very solid. So,
Thank
I'm
you.
just, and you're headed in the right direction and heading in the right direction. So
I
you're
wish
very
I could,
impressive.
pull more people closer to my size. I mean,
Right.
everybody has that issue in one way or another,
Sure.
whichever side of it you are on. Just the lack
Definitely.
of having enough women in it to have enough weight classes. I weigh like 115 pounds, and that's with me gaining some weight for arm wrestling. Um,
Right.
I've never really pulled people my size,
Right.
so I don't
Yeah,
know. I'm kind of would like to see where I'm at with people my size,
for
but
sure. Yeah, I know. I know, like, nat things like nationals, they'll go down to like 120. I think even 110, right? Christina, is
it's
it
there's
110?
I think
there's a
I
114
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah, 114 I do believe is what it is.
yeah.
for the
So that,
IFA.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, so that might be a cool thing for you to seek out one time. I mean, but the trick is making sure that there's somebody going to be there in that
So,
weight
so
class.
that's the problem. I've been paying attention the last couple of years. Nobody has pulled in the lowest weight class. I think Terry, I think I said it right, from California.
Yeah,
Um, I think she's like been the lightest one at nationals, probably that pulls, and I think it's maybe like a 120 something. I'm not sure. I forgot
gotcha.
the kilograms or
And
but
Yeah,
um
sure.
Sarah Latona, I think's her name, from Utah.
yeah, I don't think she either at least didn't pull
He's
last
in the
year.
130s.
Well, no, there's Latonda and then there's Latona.
Oh,
There's
you
Oh,
mean
there's two
You
different
mean LaFonda? Sarah LaFonda?
yeah, LaFonda, yeah.
All right,
She
gotcha.
went to France one year. She's real teeny.
yeah, I know who she is from like seeing her in videos and everything. Um, but I'm not sure on the way. I know that I don't think it was the last 2 years. I think I looked back like the last couple of years to see if anyone pulled in the lower classes and nobody did. But so
True.
what I was thinking was like if we don't have people my size at nationals, I can clearly qualify for worlds. And at worlds there would be people my size. I
There
mean
you go.
these
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
young ladies that are born arm wrestling. I mean, might smoke me or whatever, but I'd love to post on my size and just see where I'm at.
Definitely.
I think I'm gonna go to nationals this year. My husband wants to go, and quite
Ooh,
a
I think you
few
should.
friends are going.
There
So
you go. That would be a really cool thing for you to do for sure.
yeah, I mean, I'll sign up for whatever, and like I don't know how exactly it works. If they'll just, I want to pull though. I mean, I'll pull up. I don't know if they'll move me to where there's somebody in a weight class or how that works.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
You
I
should automatically for weight class and then they'll let you move up.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't really sure how that worked, but I don't want to just no competition and I get first place at nationals. Like I want to arm wrestle, you know.
definitely, definitely. So, where is your favorite spot to compete at?
Well, I'm a little biased. I really like competing at Too Strong for You in Burton, Michigan at the clubhouse. The Club Wars events, they're super fun and I don't know, the atmosphere is amazing. Everybody that, especially they're like first time coming to it, they're just like, wow, this is like so cool. And I don't know, it is a great time. I feel obviously very comfortable there. I practice there every week.
Right,
Um, but our Michigan State Arm Wrestling Championship here in Michigan is huge, and there's tons of competitors, and you've been there, and it's ran super nice. It's great location. Steve Pettis does a great job. So that's something I look
definitely.
forward to every year. Um, No Wimps Arm Wrestling. Rodney Sellers has done a ton of those events. I did a ton of those my first year and got a ton of experience because I was really nervous. I didn't stage fright, didn't want to go up in front of everybody. So I was like,
Right,
I pulled like I think it was like 12 tournaments that first year.
wow,
And just got the heebie-jeebies out and was like, all right, I'm not scared anymore. My heart isn't going to explode out of my chest when I'm walking up there, and my brain can work a little bit now. Thanks to those events, he had a lot of them and it was great. And then there's the OGP events. That is Dan Bennett and Matt Borden. They put on events. I like pulling at theirs. I've had a blast. Pulled at multiple ones. Always a good time.
Very cool. That's awesome. Yeah,
Thanks.
you definitely have a lot of experience so far, which is awesome. And then being able to, support so many different things. Like I love, like for us, we just have, Virginia Arm Wrestling League, in our area. There's other places where I can drive that's a distance, but it's still, one promotion or whatnot. But fortunately they put on 4 events, so that's helpful too.
Yeah, definitely. After the Club Wars 8 event, it was kind of cool because a bunch of the Canadians are talking about that it's about like 2 hours or so to make it to us, and they were saying how they wanted to come to our practices, and I don't know, that'd be super fun. And
For
Sarah
sure.
Wilson was talking about it. I'm like, yeah, bring all the ladies. And Patrina Brooks showing up there was pretty exciting, and she did
Yeah.
awesome. I was like, ooh, world champion Patrina Brooks is here. That's exciting. And she was super nice, and it was good meeting her. I hadn't met her before, so that was
Aw,
cool.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
But we do have multiple, things going on around. And
Yeah.
um, then my brother has the Wednesday Warrior challenges. So
Right.
those are just not as fancy of a tournament. They're smaller, like you just want to pull and get those practices in. And um, so initially he does not submit those for, I don't know how you say it, like airs.
Airs.
Yeah.
Airs.
Um, unless it's a super match, or like a grudge match or a match, they'll set up and they'll be for state rank. They will do the state rank ones at our Wednesday Warrior challenges,
Right.
specific matches, but the actual tournament doesn't count towards like rankings or anything. So it's kind of more like a good pull for fun practice. It helps with like new people coming in, getting some experience in a comfortable environment to where they might actually want to go and compete and feel comfortable with it. So,
That's
that's always a bonus. And we end up bringing in new girls here and there. A lot of it doesn't stick. They don't always stay. They like it, but I think sometimes it's hard with like life and commitments and
sure.
to
Yeah.
really commit to it. But we're always welcoming to everyone. I always like bring them in. I'm like, hi, I'm Brandy, blah, blah, blah. Make yourself welcome and show them the basics, arm safety first. But we've gained, a few ladies that way that have stuck with it, and that's exciting. We had a match coming up soon between two like newer girls. Cheyenne's been around a little bit longer, and Lucille is newer. So they have a match on Wednesday, um, February 26th at our next Wednesday Warrior Challenge. And I'm excited to see them pull. It'll be good for them, good experience for them. And they've been
Definitely.
they've been grinding. She's the newest one in it, and she's really been training, and she's been really improving her strength. And for being a newer puller, she's got wonderful table IQ. She just gets it. She's very smart. She just regrips and moves her elbow forward without having to tell her. And it's pretty impressive. But she's a lightweight. I think she's smaller than me.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
There you go. That'll be a nice person for you to be able to really train up and eventually one day like go head to head, neck and neck with.
Oh yeah. And every week I'm like, oh, you're feeling so much stronger, Lucille. And she really is. She's working hard at it. She's training, and I was like,
That's
man, her at like a world's level. She's like tiny and feisty and strong. It'd be exciting. And Cheyenne's been our girl, and uh, she hadn't been practicing with us for a little while, life and whatever, but she's been back more recently, and that's been exciting too. So I'm happy they're having a match, and
that's awesome.
yeah,
That'll be really fun. Have to
yeah,
record it and send it to me. I want to see it.
of course, yeah, we will.
Nice, nice. So as we talk about like kind of the future of arm wrestling, where do you kind of see arm wrestling going here in the next 5, 10 years?
So, I mean, it's steadily gaining more and more traction. There's more popularity all the time. People
Right,
coming out of nowhere, it seems like, and more light, especially with the women, the light has been on them. I mean, look at the events that have been added to some of these higher promotions and stuff that are going on. Instead of just
right,
one, sometimes there's three, come on. So, but I mean, I think that's really been, you know, I think the more and more that people realize that okay, I'll say I didn't know it was an actual sport,
yeah,
Like I said, either did my brother until he came across it. Like I had no clue. I only knew of like from the movie Over the Top too, like I had no clue that people actually compete and do it. I was kind of sad
right,
that I was 39 years old when I realized it was a sport. I'm like, this is a little late, Brandy. Come on.
right,
Um, I really do wish that I would have known it existed way earlier. I
right,
think I would have always been interested and loved doing it for sure. But I think the more and more that people learn about it, and with all the social media and networking, it'll just continue to grow. And more it grows, the more women will be involved, the more weight classes, you know,
right.
the more drama. Because
Oh my
there's
God.
always that too.
So much fun drama that we
That's
get to
that's
have.
only with the men.
I I stay out of it completely. I don't care. I just want to arm wrestle and I love everybody, so whatever.
There you go. That's the way to do it, man. That's the way to do it. That's what we try to
And
do. What is one thing though, like positives that you would like to see more of, or maybe, something that could be a constructive criticism that you like to see as far as like the lady side of arm wrestling?
ooh, I don't really know. I mean, I've been trying to figure out for a while just pretty much just how to get more women involved.
Right.
It'll grab their attention, but like kind of how to keep it. I feel like it kind of takes I don't know, a certain lifestyle or setup or availability and priorities, as especially with the women.
Sure.
I know a lot of us, there's so many other things they feel like they should put in front of it and other things that make it hard, But in general, I don't really, I don't know. I mean, I think the women have been great reaching out and talking to each other and setting up matches and,
Oh
pretty
yeah.
friendly banter back and forth, and I love like Katie and Stephanie when they were like jokingly talking crap to each other, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's super fun, But I don't really have anything to say anybody should do better.
Right. Caster needs to be nicer to me, I think. That's my opinion. She's so mean to me all the time.
I
Just
mean,
tells me
she
what I
must be
think.
sneakier about it because I hear you being mean to her more.
What? I'm never mean to her. I'm so nice and uplifting and respectful all the time, and all she does is tell me what a crap arm wrestler I am.
Okay, worse, Virginia. Who says
Never.
that?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not my fault. Where she lives in the 49th worst state. The only worst state worse than where she lives is Ohio.
I got pulled over in West Virginia. The only time I've been pulled over out of state.
See, worst Virginia for you.
I was just coasting down the mountain. Sorry, I went 80 instead of breaking down it, you know?
I get to go through West Virginia here in a couple of weeks. Fingers
That's
crossed.
what are you going to? Are you talking for a winter blast or something?
On
Or
the
oh no.
Arnolds.
Oh wait, I was like, wait, that wouldn't make sense. Yeah. Um,
What
yeah,
about
I was
it
like,
this
wait,
way?
that's I'm like, where you live? Yeah, yeah, that's not it. I was just like, that's coming up and that's exciting. So I was thinking that, but
Yeah,
but
no,
Arnold's, yeah, you excited and looking forward to that?
yeah, I am. It's gonna be a great experience. I'm very much looking forward to it. And the 154 class is absolutely ridiculous. And so the 155
Stacked.
class is just as intimidating. And so I'm just excited to go and be a part of it and just get the experience
Yeah,
for
for
it,
sure.
I think. So, really liked Chris and Will's productions and stuff. I'm gonna start making the excuses now. Those reps hate me. So I don't anticipate doing anything phenomenal.
Oh
But we
yeah.
will see. We will see. I'll be nice, and I'm sure they'll be professional, but they hate me. So that way, when
Um,
I come back and it didn't go the way I can do, I can be like, "See, I told y'all, the refs hate me. That's what happened. That's what happened."
I've always loved competing at the Arnold's, but I'm staying home this year. I'm not got too many family issues going on, and gonna stay. Arnold's is bad luck for me with family issues going on.
Sometimes you got to do
I'm
what you
gonna
got to
stay
do,
here.
Right. Right. I told her
Yeah,
everybody
my
needs to
father-in-law.
chip in and give her a gift card to a spa day on the same during the same weekend, like a spa weekend away as
That's
a
a great
thank you
idea.
for keeping us safe from the Arnold's curse apparently that the Castos have.
It's been a bad 2 weeks.
Fingers crossed. Prayers sent.
Yeah,
Thoughts given. All the things. All the
yeah.
things. Knock on wood. Covered it all for you, Casto.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, what's one thing that you're really looking to achieve in the future? Is there a belt you're looking out for, or last year you won? I think you won two gorillas, I believe.
Well, I can't really count them.
I know. You don't really count it, but
I
you still took them home.
I was like, I no, I wanted to cry because I did.
You did
I don't
cry.
like. Well,
I
I
love
know, but
you.
like, yes, I did cry. But I'm like, I just still, I feel like I want to cry. I had trained so hard for it, and I
Right,
really wanted to do well, and I thought there would be more in the 140 weight class,
right.
and right-handed, my left was already injured somewhat. I was on my way out with that, but I signed up because nobody had, so the other girls signed up would have someone to pull. Um, but right, I had to go against Court Farwell,
Yeah,
and she is a complete beast, you know. And it was like, and she was the only person. So I was just like, bam, got smoked and it was over. And I was like, well, that sucks, you know. I mean, I was glad I went there and pulled, but I kind of expected there to be more in the weight class, you
for
know, a
sure.
little bit more than that. And then my left was already hurt. And then that was Maddie Gagne from Canada,
Right.
and she's a beast too. And I was just like, well, yeah, all right, whole nother
I
year,
didn't
try
realize
again.
that's who that was.
Yeah,
Okay. Oh, I have met Maddie then. Okay.
yeah, yep. And well, I had seen Chris Hazelton had put, like, he makes the flyers for who's, if you're gonna be at Michigan State Championship,
Right.
and he it like mentioned that she was gonna be there, and I didn't know who she was, and I like clicked on her name, and I was like, oh, she looks tough as could be. I'm like, she's not gonna be in my weight class, I'm sure. Like, she looks really tall. Yeah, I didn't think she was gonna be in mine.
Right.
And then she showed up, and I was like, ooh, she's intimidating. And she was super strong, super fast, and yeah, so, but
Right. Yeah,
I was
see, my weight class had the exact opposite issue because we had 160 plus and nine women.
oh
And
yeah,
then for right, and then I believe still eight because Christina Ballard ended up hopping in. We had two drop out for right or for left, but Christina Ballard dropped in or popped in, so there was eight
yeah,
on
pulled
the left
up.
hand for 160 plus. And I tried to convince him this year that he needed to put the cut a little higher, but he didn't. He was like, "We're keeping it the same," and I was like, "Darn it, Pettis."
Yeah, I had to pull her too because there was only one in the 140 weight class left and right. They let us pull up a class without like having to pay. They just was like,
Right,
they just let us pull up another one since the competition was, lower in the 140. And
right.
yeah, and I think I went against Kelly Bills and then Christina Ballard. I think I'm saying it right. And
Yeah,
yeah, I was out real quick with that one too, but at least we got to like pull more.
yeah. I'm
But
hoping
yeah.
for a rematch against Christina.
Yeah.
I
I
think,
say you're coming. Are you coming to States? Are you guys coming to Michigan?
yeah, I'll be at
Are you coming,
Michigan.
Christina?
Christina, come to
I
Michigan
Good.
won't.
with
No,
us.
I won't be there.
Lame.
Yeah. When
No,
is it? When
Uh,
is it?
it's
June
later
26th.
June.
Yeah, it's the last
Yeah.
Saturday in June. Maybe it's the 28th. Last year was, yeah, the 28th.
You should
Sorry.
come, Christina. I haven't got to meet you yet. I almost went to Ohio tournament where a long time ago, you pulled Kelly Bills there,
Yeah.
and I almost went to that but didn't make it. And I was like, oh, I would have met Christina then.
You should look into going to the one that Gary Woodard is on May 10th in Ohio. The cancer
Yeah, I
one.
would say, is that the one she had sent me? I was looking at it and like thinking about it. I looked at it, I think it's like 4 hours away, so that's not like that bad. Um, but
It's only like
it's
20,
what, May
it's well,
10th?
yeah, May 10th. So it's
See,
$20
yeah,
an entry and they're doing right and left and it's two weight classes for the women, so that's nice.
my thing is I'm gonna have Club Wars 9 is gonna be a week after that, and I'm gonna have
Uh,
a match with Rain Bacola right-handed.
with who?
So I'm gonna have Rain Bacola,
Yeah, I
Rain
love
from
Rain.
Michigan.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So me and her have a right-handed match. We haven't put it out there yet. It's all like I haven't made the flyers yet. I'm in the
Dropping.
works of
Yay. Extra, extra, read all about it.
it. Yeah, so that's new. Um, but so yeah, like a week after that, I'll be having a match with Rain. So that's why I was like looking at it, I'm like, oh, it's like 4 hours. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have a match. And I only have one arm right now, or I might just like I would have went and like pulled with the other arm and like just to be part of it and support it. But I'm
Right.
like, my left is my left's getting better. It's not hurt as bad. I'm pretty sure it's nerve damage. And my
Ooh,
hand is still like really weird. It's getting
right.
better, or I'm just getting used to it being weird. I'm not really sure, to be honest. I'm not in pain so much anymore, but it's still like really weak. It's a weird connection is gone that I had. So,
Gotcha.
um, I'm hoping I've been working everything as much as I can. I need my hand to kind of catch up because if you don't have your hand, it makes it really rough. I tried to pull without my hand, I was just kind of like flop pressed like through it, and that really hurt because I don't practice or normally do that. And I was like, oh, I can do this anyways. And it's a lot harder to, especially without a lot of training or experience with it, to pull with a weak hand.
Fair,
So I'm
fair.
out on that for now. So I don't think I will make it to that. Otherwise, I totally think I would have come to try to check that out. But there's quite a few things pretty close together through there for me. So
Yeah.
Well,
I'm excited to pull rain again. That'll be
uh,
fun. It's for state rank because
ooh,
at the one tournament, I like beat her and then she beat me. And so right now she's ranked one up from me. So
okay,
I'll be pulling her to get her fourth place right hand in Michigan.
okay.
That's what
Do
I'll
you
be
guys
pulling.
is Michigan ladies, are you guys open weight or do
Yeah,
you guys have weight
it's
classes?
open in the rankings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know
Yeah.
a lot of different states are talking about that right now, and especially when it comes to like the women. Like shout out to California. They have three weight classes for their rank, for their women's rank. So that's awesome.
Do they have enough women in them? Is there actually like
There's
women in them?
there's three or four in each one on each arm. So
Yeah,
I was like, oh snap, okay. Go ahead, California.
that's
Um
cool.
Yeah. Texas hasn't posted much. They have a lot of women out there, which like, I haven't reached out to TAL yet to know if they have like a set rankings that they update, but I think they mostly just do it like within like their individual clubs and individual areas.
Yeah, yeah.
Georgia has two um different weight classes, and then they have the Eastern rankings, but that is actually combined. And so y'all, Southeastern rankings, switch that. Oh, and also add Virginia. Thank you. Because I'm gonna be salty about that. I'm gonna be the Dead Sea and beat a dead horse. Just salty and beating the dead horse until they actually add Virginia to the Southeastern rankings, because we are a Southeastern state. Because y'all include us on the medal. So include us in the rankings.
Yeah, I can't deny that, right?
It doesn't make any sense.
Salty, salty.
I am. I am. I'm forever be salty. Take us off the medal then. Have your medals remade.
Yeah.
So the whole Texas arm wrestling, it probably it would be really hard and expensive probably for me to like get to Texas and be able to pull like I mean maybe like once a year or something be able to do it. Like I back when the ladies only thing was going on, I
Yeah.
I was like newer into it and I only realized it existed right before the last year they had it. And there was like no way I was gonna make it out to Texas. So then I was like bummed. And I get with the turnout and things that like I get it, and with how
Right.
much they were offering for like the awards and everything. Um,
Right.
but like if they do something like that or got some stuff going on, my sister last December moved to just outside of Dallas, Texas. So
Yay.
I give me an
So you
excuse to
have
go
the
like visit
hookup.
her in Poland something, and I got somewhere to stay and someone to pick me up and all that, so I wouldn't have to like cost $1 million, to do
Sarah.
it. So,
Make it
yeah,
There
happen.
were
so just putting
races
that
right
out
outside of
there.
Dallas. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've told her, and and it is true. It's a lot of work putting in a tournament, especially one that is going to be geared towards the ladies. Like even just with the ladies round robin, I'm not even putting that on, and it's been a bunch of effort
So much.
for me, and I was like, hi. So I mean, it's a lot, and so I really feel for Sarah and just admire her so much for doing it. I think 3 years that she did do it, but yeah, like you said, I wasn't even in the sport. Like I didn't even find out about. I wasn't in the sport until the November of the last year that she did it, and so then last year, of course, she didn't, and so it was like, oh, shoot for us.
Right.
I
Right.
missed it by a year.
I was like, oh, this is so cool. I'm like, when is this? I'm like, oh, in like 2 weeks. I was like, yeah, I can't make it to Texas and and then they didn't have anymore.
Right, right. So,
I have a hard time like traveling really. One of the biggest things for me is I like to pull, but if it's a double yeah, I cannot talk. A double elimination tournament. It's a lot of money and a lot of stuff to go pull, like, especially if it's like an open weight class for me. Like, I mean, it's not all
right.
about winning or anything, but I'd like to pull more than
No,
twice if I'm gonna go across the dang country, and when you have experienced female pullers that also have 50 plus, pounds on you or
right.
whatever,
Yeah,
they know the table, they got more experience and they're bigger and stronger. Like, I don't know. It's
yeah.
hard to just go to pull twice. And so like I'd be more
100%
willing to
valid.
travel and go to something.
Yep.
I at least knew there was like a couple people even close to, you know, my weight class or size or ability or level would motivate me to like go more. But
Right.
I don't know. As the more and more game, like, join, I don't even need somebody like nobody's my size, but I don't need anybody even that close to my size. But I don't know. It's hard for me to like justify it. Like sometimes I talk myself out of things and I'm not rich at all. Like,
Well,
Is there
you're
such a thing as a
justified.
rich arm wrestler that's not part of just the 2% East versus West guys?
Yeah.
I don't think that's a thing.
It's a, it's a valid justification, though. I agree with you.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like really want to go to Worlds at some point so I can pull people my size, you know. I mean, yeah, it's even further to travel, but I mean, at least there's, I guess, you know, I don't know, see where I'm at with people my size would be kind of cool. And I know it's not all about size. I mean, I've, you know, just like we always see, there will be smaller competitors that smoke larger competitors and larger ones that smoke smaller. You know, it goes all over the place, but you know, I would like to see with like people my actual size that are really into the sport, you know, like at Worlds, like just where I'm at.
Yeah, for sure. I would love that for you.
Put like
We'll
one
get you there.
person my size. Well, what is her name from Canada? It was like really close to my size at Michigan State's the year before last. It's like Nicole Myler or something like that. um Blonde, really close around my age, and she was like really close to my size. I pulled her. She's the only competitor really I've pulled like my size.
Oh wow.
So
Yeah, I would
I
say
did
yeah,
I
probably
did
at
win
one.
that match at state. It
You did or you didn't?
was exciting. Yeah,
Nice, nice.
yeah.
So you talked about Club Wars 9 is gonna come up on May 17th. Do you have another event before that, or is that kind of the next event that you're looking at doing?
Well, I think I'm gonna go to nationals, which would be in
That's
April,
right,
the
April
USA
6th.
Nationals. So, I mean, so Wednesday, yeah, Wednesday, February 26th, we have a little Wednesday Warrior thing coming right up, you know.
Right?
Uh, so I'm gonna do that. Nothing too serious. And then I probably won't do any competing until nationals then, if we're gonna go to that. I don't see anything really planned that's um, you know, close and local. um that isn't too close to another event per se going on.
Sure.
So I think it'll be the Wednesday Warrior thing, probably then the USA Nationals, the IFA USA Nationals, and then that Club Wars event, and then it'll be Michigan State's the following month in June, you know.
Okay.
So that's kind of my plan for now.
Love it.
I don't know if anything little pop up in between, you know, but
Sure.
I'd like
No,
to go to Winter Blast. That would have been awesome and super fun, but I just can't.
fair. Yeah. They got some nice prizes too. Some nice cash payout for the pros, and then I know first place for the amateur women, left and right, are paying out as well. So definitely if you're a
Yeah.
lady looking for payouts, that's a good one to hit up. And the
Right,
competition will
and
be
they've had a good turnout, you know, quite a few women in the past too. So I'm like,
definitely.
you know, I expect a probably good turnout. I'm like, that'd be super fun to go to. I looked, I think it's like 14 hours to drive there. I don't know. I'm like, I don't know.
That's quite the little hike.
It,
Yeah,
yeah. And then if you
that's too
fly,
far.
then you can do this and that and rent something.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, or I mean, and Ubers have gotten ridiculous here lately. Just, they're
Have
not
they?
even.
I don't ever take them.
We yeah, I don't know. I had to look at I was looking at one and it was going to be a 15-minute drive and it was upwards of $60. I was like, "Whoo."
Really? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, I was like, I'm good.
right.
I'll
I'm like,
just
how
take my
far is it?
car.
Right. I'll buy
Um,
a scooter.
right.
There's a
I,
little like
I don't know how to
motorized
skateboard,
ones.
but I'll learn how to skateboard for this event and just throw it in my backpack. Just kidding. I'd
Whatever
probably end up
gets you
with a
there.
broken leg again. We don't need a repeat of the Great Leg Break of 2023. That was not fun. Do
Oh
not
goodness.
recommend.
Yeah, I bet.
Ladies, you are breaking up because I am getting a really bad storm. So I am going to check out. Brandy, it was nice having you on. You all have a great evening, and I will see you all later.
Thank you,
Bye,
Christina.
Casta. So, who have you not gotten to grip up with? So, I know we talked about obviously girls like around your size. I know that you would love to be able to kind of see where you fall with them. Is there anybody that's kind of like on your radar as far as one day I want to get on the table with her? Maybe not in a challenging way, or maybe in a challenging way, whichever way you want to answer that.
I don't know, really, to be honest. You know, everybody like local around and stuff, I've pulled them, you know.
Sure.
Um, so outside of that, I just want to pull new people, pretty much. Like any new people, all the new people. I don't care if you're 8 foot tall or 2 foot tall, I'll pull you, you know. Uh, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm actually really looking forward to some of our Michigan ladies. We had three of them that were with child that have early in this year have had their babies, and I'm excited to get them back pulling. I'm pretty sure they'll be back pulling, and they are in like the lightweight class.
Right?
For like a lot of the tournaments are like 154 and 155 plus. Um,
Right.
so they kind of looking forward to it. It's two of the girls had pulled like, well, actually three of them, but two of them had pulled for longer than me. I was new to them and they were beating me. And I was just getting to the point where I was getting wins on them, which was exciting. And
Right.
then they were pregnant. So now they got to start training and get back into it and whatever. So we can go back and forth and, have some
Right.
good competition back and forth between us.
Love it. Love it.
So I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to
that'll be
that.
that'll be really fun.
And I'm looking forward to gripping up with Rain again. I haven't actually had a match at one of the Club Wars events. So
Oh,
like that, so I mean that means I
Jerry,
gotta pick
what you
out like
doing? Why
walk
you get your
out.
sister a match? Jeez.
He really wanted to get me one for the Canada versus USA. Um, they just
Sure.
couldn't really find a matchup, you know.
Fair.
It was just difficult. It was difficult to find one. And so, but I'm like, oh, I gotta pick out like walkout music. I feel like a total nerd about it. There's like a song I had picked that I was like, this song would be so cool, but it's like pretty mean. And I love Rain, and I don't want to have like a mean song. It's
Fair.
like quite mean. So I'm like, not that one. But so I'll probably never use it because I like everybody, but it would be, it'd be tough.
Right.
But like
We'll do a
pick
super
out a
match someday,
song and
and you can do it, and I'll know that you don't mean it towards me, and you're not being mean. You just like the
yeah,
song.
that'd be great.
I'll just be like, she
Yeah, I'd
can
be like,
do it.
don't
It's
take it
fine.
apart. I love it. I love that idea. That'd be great. But but yeah, so I don't know. I haven't like had a match at a big event like that. I've had matches at some good sized tournaments. I had one against Lexi Fullett, who's been out, one of the Michigan girls, and uh she totally kicked my butt, like smoked me at the that match. It was
Oh,
pretty early on into it, and so my arm wrestling, and then I was
right.
like, yeah, I thought I was ready for that, and I wasn't. So,
Fair.
yeah. But I've had some pretty good wins and stuff like that against, competitors that sometimes I didn't believe in myself enough for it and was like surprised myself and and then I've been training really hard and I'm like, well, if I can't get a bunch of competitors my size, then I better get tough enough to hold my own with the bigger ones. So,
There you go.
and the more experienced ones and
Right. For sure. For sure. It truly is a learning experience. Like, I feel like no matter how long you've done it or how long you've been in it, like, I talked to ladies who have done this for, double digit years, and they're like, oh, I'm still learning this, I'm still learning that. And you can see that um, in their training and in their matches. And it's something you never stop growing from and you never start learning. And there's definitely levels, and you're always striving for that next
Absolutely.
level.
And you wouldn't think that there was. Like, if you didn't know much about arm wrestling, I feel like if I didn't know anything about it, I'd be like, I'm pretty sure in like 4 hours you could teach me every possible thing there is to know about arm wrestling, and I would have that. You know,
Right,
but
right.
it's so much deeper than that. And I still, all of a sudden something will really connect, and I'm like, I really needed that.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So
So is it?
I
Oh,
guess
sorry,
that's
go
a good
ahead.
seg. No, I was gonna say that's a great segue for what would be like a piece of advice that you would give somebody looking to start arm wrestling, or somebody within like their first kind of year.
To stick with it. There will be highs and there's lows, and it takes time to strengthen your tendons and your muscles. Not going to say that you won't always be sore from arm wrestling, but it won't be as bad over time. Um, it is rewarding. It's not going to get you rich, but it's rewarding in a lot of ways. And the community that comes with it, is definitely worth sticking to it. Try to find, if you don't think there's something around you, start looking. There's probably something not too far away. You just haven't heard of it. And if not, maybe some people are interested and you guys could start something closer that would work for and make a lot people will join, you know.
Very true.
Just because it's hard, distance to get into practices and stuff. The more locations and stuff will make more, more available to more people. So just stick with it, and I don't know. There's, I like you said, when I lose, when I'm pulling, I'm learning, and I appreciate it. And I take, there's always so much to take away from it. And then when you're winning, I mean, you're high on life. It's pretty exciting, and it's a rush, and
Definitely.
I just like hanging out with the people. I'm sure most people would too.
For sure. For sure. For sure. Well, very cool.
Have you been interviewed yet, Lucky? I know you're tired, and we'll get off here and you can
No,
go
you're fine.
rest. But has anyone done this for you? I
I had a couple interviews
I don't think
early
there has
on,
been.
but yeah, no, I
I
think
meant like on your podcast.
oh,
I meant on
uh,
yours.
well, Katie, um, Katie
I
Hangy
mean,
actually came on last Monday, and she asked me about doing Knuckles Up, which I thought was really fun. So she got in my head. She was like, "What do you do about this? Blah blah blah." And how is this? And so that was kind of fun. I had a blast with that.
Katie should give you a whole interview like you do us, and like ask you all these questions, because I'd love to watch your podcast about you.
I
Like,
appreciate it.
I've seen you like in some other things, and like that's why I was like didn't mean to
Right.
cut you off
No,
and
no, no,
not
you're fine. I'm
listen
sorry. I
to
misunderstood the question. I should let you
your
finish.
other ones. But I meant specifically, yeah, specifically for this, like the same questions and everything. Like I'd love to hear yours. So yeah, Katie, I'm gonna have to set something up.
Right,
She
right.
did a great job. Like I seen some of it and everything. Yeah.
No, she's
But
she's a
thanks for
lot of
having me
fun.
on. Like yeah,
Of course.
yeah, I love the pirate arm wrestling.
Sorry.
I said I loved her pirate arm wrestling. The Katie and Nancy.
Yes,
That was
that
funny.
was hilarious. That was so great. But no, thank you so much
Yeah.
for agreeing to come on, and just everything that you said tonight has just been chef's kiss, spot on. You've been a delightful guest, and I've really enjoyed this evening. And yeah, we talk all the time, but it's always fun to talk at a different type of way, because I feel like I learned like so much. Like I feel like I know you, but now I know you even better now, and so
Right.
it's been really cool. It's been really cool.
I appreciate you having me on. I really do. and you do so much. You've brought so much light to, you know, female arm wrestling and other things. It's not just that. You shed a lot of light on a lot of things. I feel like you try to be like very neutral and uplifting to everybody and encourage everybody to get there and pull. And you running all over the place like you are being a baddie, pulling in all the states. That's really impressive. And I'm glad I got a chance to actually like talk with you and get to know you a little better. And I appreciate you having me on. And
Definitely.
I look forward to I'll see you in June, right?
Yes, yes, definitely in
Wait, are
June.
you going to nationals? Are you going
No,
to
I
nationals?
won't. I won't do nationals. It's just too
Okay.
close to the round robin.
Oh,
So,
yeah, yeah,
so,
true.
Bethany Ritchie's a baddie, and she'll be there. So, make sure you give her a big hug for me and a high five, and tell her that Lucky
I
said good
can't wait to
luck.
meet her.
Yeah,
I
I'm excited
will.
to see it. And then make sure she gets into a lot of grinders, so that way I can beat her at the round robin. Uh,
So, at the round robin, are they doing a tournament as well this time, or is it just going to be the round robin?
it'll just be the round robin because they're doing it in one day. So,
Oh, they're doing it one day. Okay.
yeah.
Because I was talking to Kim about it. I'm like, they doing a tournament? I'll come pull in a tournament. I'll come with you. But,
Ooh.
you know,
Yeah.
I
No,
don't,
it
so I
just
don't know.
wasn't
I
gonna
might
work
still
out
come
to
to
do
support
the.
her if it works out.
Well, that'd be awesome. We'd love to have you for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. Well, I'm sure our
Yeah, I
paths
might
will
still
cross
come.
soon.
We'll see.
Definitely.
Yes.
All
All
right.
right. Well, have a good night, Lucky. Thank you.
You too. Have
I
a
don't know how
great
to end
night.
this. I'm gonna
Bye.
try. All right. Bye.